Hello everyone, welcome back to another speed build. Today is a CC free one for you. It's a little bit of a shorter one today, but I was going by a request from my sister once again. So she's been playing in the house we did last week for a little while now, a couple weeks, and she's trying to split up her family, actually, funnily enough. Her family had 2 kids, and she's made up this whole cheating storyline for her Sims. So this house here is basically the dad's place. So it's primarily a bachelor pad, but also has room for the kids as well, all kind of cooped up in a room. I don't think that's necessarily the cruelest thing, having 3 kids in one room when they're staying on weekends. I mean, wouldn't be the first of that sort of situation that I've seen. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was going for here. If you guys think it's cruel, then so be it, but it's just The Sims. And yeah, so I've kind of given this place a really dated look. That was kind of what I was going for. I like the idea of like him having to get out as quickly as he could, so just finding somewhere that will do for the time being. Also kind of a bit like Jerry from Rick and Morty when Jerry and Beth split up. He kind of ends up in kind of a rundown looking place that isn't very well decorated. It's just kind of there, and that's kind of what I was getting from this build. Also, I like the idea of the guy not really knowing what to do with himself after the split. Maybe not taking care of the place as much as he maybe should, as you will probably see in the bedroom when we get to that. So yeah, it's got a lot more story behind it than some of my other builds, which I'm kind of into. I like doing these story-based builds. It's been very fun, and my sister is gonna fill me up with loads of those over the next few weeks and months and stuff, so it should be exciting, especially for these what's the word for it? CC free. Why did that take me so long to remember what a CC free build was? I have no idea. But yes, in here you can kind of see the wallpaper's a bit meh in both of the like bedrooms, and we've got like exposed brick, but it's not necessarily like the nicest brick in the world sort of thing. And it's got some kind of dated looking lamps on the walls. I just kind of like that idea of like not really decorating it to make it your own, just kind of leaving it the way it is mainly. Maybe sticking up 1 or 2 paintings around the whole place, but leaving it pretty much as it came. So yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. As we get onto this bedroom area now, you'll see that it's quite messy. We end up putting a lot of clothing on the floor as well, just because it looked like I like the idea of the guy not really coping too well with being single again. I don't know how early on in their lives these 2 Sims that were together met. I don't think Molly's told me that, but I like the idea that now that he's alone, he's just struggling. He's just completely in struggle town, unfortunately. So yeah, that's kind of where we went with this one. And then I realized I hadn't put laundry in this place, so I ended up sticking it in the bathroom, as you'll soon see. But as for the kitchen, it's pretty simple, quite small, quite tucked away. Just kind of a modest kind of bachelor home with room for the kids, basically. And I really like the way it turned out. I was really going for like rundown vibes, and I even bring that into the decorating as well, which is cool. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out, so ultimately that's great. And my sister really loved the vibe I was going for. She definitely wanted it to be quite modest. They were modest when they were together, and she didn't want like a super cool bachelor pad for Paulo is the name of the guy. He's the athlete from the other build. But yes, he definitely didn't want a really like expensive like upmarket bachelor pad. Like at all. It was really just kind of like a last minute kind of place to go, since he was being kicked out for cheating. Fun. So yeah, like, I like the idea of this bedroom having pretty much all the same stuff in every bit, all the same beds, and like cheap furniture that you just found in places. I really like the idea of it being not the best place for the kids. Not that he doesn't care about them or anything, it was just more so like, he can't afford to have a bigger place for them to be there like every other weekend sort of thing. So that's what I went for there. And I don't know whether Molly's got it worked out to where they actually do stay for like a weekend every other weekend or whatever. It'd be cool to see how that works in her game, but I don't know how she's got it working myself. I kind of went with this kind of mid-century outdoors kind of place. I like the overhang on the roof on the side there with the columns poking out of it as well. I think that looked quite cool. And I tried to make it look like he hasn't made much of a dent on the outside of it. It's quite simple, quite like pretty much the way it was purchased, or the way he started renting it or whatever. And yeah, I just kind of leave it looking a little bit more run down than most. And you will definitely see that when I start doing proper landscaping stuff as well. I'm just trying to find some outdoor stuff that doesn't look like it's nice and well kept or whatever. I did add a few of these plank things from Get Famous for a bit of detail, but I didn't think that was too much, and that definitely wasn't him that put those there, so I liked that idea. And I just stuck this little hose on the side there. It was just something to put there, as well as a camping chair, rather than like a nice bench or something like some places have on their front porch. And then I go to town with overgrown grass. I really liked the idea of just grass everywhere. He's not done anything with the garden whatsoever. Like, he's not the gardener, he wouldn't take care of lawns, that sort of thing. It's just not for him. If he didn't have to do it for his family, then why would he do it at all, sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of what I was going for there. I'm kind of giving this guy a bad reputation here, but I don't know, people going through midlife crises do crazy things, so I like the idea of it either being more of like him being lazy or him having a bit of a midlife crisis sort of thing. So that's kind of what I went with here, and we added a few trees in towards the back area, but it's pretty much all just grass, and I think that looks kind of great. It kind of frames the house in a way and lets you know exactly what you're getting yourself into before even walking in the door. So I think that's pretty cool. But that is pretty much the build. I didn't do any more sort of decorating to the inside or the outside. I wanted to keep it relatively simple, also because it needs to be within a certain price range for Molly to put it in her game. So I stuck to that pretty well, and it is up on the gallery. So if you did want a single dad or a dad on the weekends kind of house, then this might be a good one for you. So yeah, thank you all ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.